Alright my friends, welcome back to Frogboy X1 Gaming. I'm Andrew and this is my son Ben, and we are going to be reviewing the GTR Racer from Next Level Racing. So if you like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe. Now, what happened was I built this a couple of weeks ago and then sent it with my son so that he could set up his racing setup. We'll have a little bit of video in here for this. Please excuse the quality of the video. It was filmed on an iPhone, but in the background we got Grand Jr. back here. He is very excited, sitting on the Next Level Racing cockpit with his little having some fun. So I want to talk to you guys a little bit first about the GTR Racer. The GTR Racer is designed as that entry-level sim racing cockpit. They usually go for about $3.99. It's actually fairly new from Next Level Racing. You can pick them up on Amazon. I will have a link in the description for this for the GTR Racer. Now, it says that it's made for a up to 13 Newton meter direct drive wheel. We have it actually paired with the Camus C5, which is a 5 Newton meter wheelbase direct drive, and the pedals that come with that. So I'm going to turn this over to Ben for a minute. I'm going to let him talk to you, seeing as this is, you know, basically where the cockpit lies. Is with him. He's going to try to fill you in on how it's all set up for him at home and what he likes and what he doesn't like about it, and if this is right for you. So go ahead.
So far I've had no complaints. I had a little bit of vibration that I had to deal with, but that's on me for not buying the map you told me to. But other than that, like, it's been a really good setup for an entry level position. Like, you can't compare it to something like this back here where it has the adjustable pedal spot, and like it's fixed pedals, so my pedals fit really well on there. Everything feels really nice. I've actually had no flexing in that pedal setup, so like I haven't had any issues overhitting the brakes because I hit them pretty hard.
Feels more stable now,
yeah, right? It's really stable. I did, from where you set it up, I did move it back because the bars where you had it set up were right at my knees.
Yeah.
And I had to move it back to be a little bit more able to move in it.
So with that, the bars he's talking about, the wheel mount bars. You have I think it was 8 different sides.
I think it's like 8
so you can
spots.
set this up to where it's a little bit closer. As well as all the way back, depending on what wheelbase you're going to be using. The ones that are closest to you, the holes that are closest to you on that wheel mount bracket, that's probably going to be where you're going to be if you're going to be utilizing something like a 13 Newton meter wheel. You're going to want that stability, whereas if you have something a little bit less, you can put it back. There's a lot of adjustability in the overall wheel mount for this too. You can put it at different angles, you can slide it back, put it forward, and what he's talking about with the mat on this, the GTR Racer sits directly on the floor. This is actually really good for if you are on carpet. You won't need anything else, but if you're on a hardwood floor or anything else, I highly recommend getting a mat. You're going to want some from, you know, Next Level Racing sells mats for these that you can just put right underneath your setup, or you can go to Walmart or somewhere and just get like one of them little hallway rugs or something and stick it underneath it. That's just going to help with the vibration dampening sound that you'll hear if you have it right on a direct hard surface. That is really, really good. Good thing you brought that up because I would have forgot about it. But yes, that is something that is very important for this type of a cockpit. These are definitely entry-level cockpits, but they 100% get the job done. What would you say the seat comfortability is on that GTR Racer?
So once you get used to it, like, it's definitely a racing seat, so it takes a minute to sit in and get comfortable. But once I got comfortable in it, like, it's great. Like, I can sit in it all day long and not notice anything. Like,
what about height-wise? How do you feel close to the pedals, having a seat slider and everything like that?
So the seat slider is awesome. So I like to be able to I'm able to take it all the way back and step right out and not have to maneuver and try to get out of it. And
so when you get in, you pull the seat forward?
Yeah.
How would you compare that seat versus the EG3, the ERS3 that I've put on mine?
It's definitely narrower, so it's got I fit in it pretty well, but I'm a lot slimmer.
Yeah. Does it heat you up and stuff when you're driving long settings?
No. Like
does it feel comfortable temperature-wise and stuff like that?
It's comfortable temperature-wise. It's really nice. My only complaint is where the headrest sits. Okay. Like when I sit in the headrest, I have it right against the back of my head.
Well, I mean that's.
And I was like, that's
if you're in a real car.
I was like, if you're in a real car, you've got a Hans device that sits there, and then you've got the helmet too. So I was like, that makes sense.
Build quality. When you
build quality,
does it feel firm?
Yeah, compared to the one that you sold. When my brother bought it,
he's talking about the PlayStation Evolution. This thing was such a rickety piece of junk, and it just flops and wobbles.
When we first played on that, and I tried it at his house, I noticed you'd get in it, and the pedals move, even though they're mounted down. The seat moves when I lean when I drive, so the seat moves with me.
So this play seat, let me tell you guys about this thing. I bought that thing. It was like $381. The Next Level Racing GTR Racer is $399. When I bought the play seat, I had to buy a seat slider, which was another 60-something bucks. So that put that over $400. But for the Next Level Racing GTR Racer, this comes with a ButtKicker mount. It comes with a pre-installed seat slider as well as the shifter mount. If I wanted the shifter mount for the play seat, I would have had to buy that separately. So keep that in mind when you're looking for a cockpit. If it comes with all of those, that is going to be very good, because these are things that you might not need out of the gate, but it is so nice to have that with this complete build from Next Level Racing. This thing is awesome. And I do want to stress that Next Level Racing did send this cockpit to me. They sent me the Next Level Racing FGT cockpit as well. That's the one that I'm utilizing, but this Next Level Racing GTR cockpit, in my opinion, because I'm bigger, I'm 6'2". Ben here is about 5 foot. What are you? 5'10", 5'11"?
5'10".
So I kind of feel like this one here is, I mean, obviously I could fit in it and I could drive on it. There's a seat slider that gives me that room. My biggest thing is because I'm 270 pounds, so getting my big thick back into that seat was just a bit narrow. But do keep in mind that you 100% can get the ERS3 seat mod and put that on this particular cockpit. If you are a bigger guy, that is possible. You can do that. So keep that in mind. The ERS3 seat mod is $249.99, so that would add to the cost of the overall GTR Racer, and you would have like an extra seat. But keep that in mind if this is something that you're looking into and want. That is a very good. I mean, that is a very good option that is available to you. Next Level Racing cockpits are pretty much interchangeable and upgradable with other parts and stuff that they make, so that's pretty good. How would you say this cockpit feels with that 5Nm direct drive wheel?
So it feels great. As you progress and learn how to adjust your settings and what you need to do, everything, I've really liked it. After having it on my desk and driving in my chair and having my pedals mounted to the floor, it's no comparison. This is more solid. It feels better to drive like this. I don't have to fight with the desk. I don't have to fight with where my chair has to be set.
Around and stuff.
I've got everything to where I'm wow. When I first drove it, I was it's just a different experience. The build quality is totally different than the play seat. I was so happy that it's rigid. You told me to be a little bit mindful of how far I moved that bar back, and I was I have to move it back just far enough. And I was I have to have the wheel because I like to stretch my legs out.
Yeah.
So I was I have to have the wheel at the very front to reach it.
Well, I said that just because I didn't know how it was going to feel with 5 Nm.
5 Nm, it would probably take more. The only thing that I had an issue with was on Forza Horizon 5, like I talked to you about, it feels like their force feedback is treated more like a controller.
Yeah, it really is.
They force a controller feel on you, and I had to adjust it to make it work.
Yeah, that you can tell some racing games are going to feel like really vibrating.
I haven't changed any of my settings on Assetto Corsa, and it drives great.
You want to come and be in this video? Come on, dude. Come here. Come on.
It might
Come
vibrate.
on, get in on this. Oh, this is Grant Jr. He likes to drive too. You like to drive, right? Yeah, buddy.
It might vibrate a little bit, but that's because, like you said, I need to buy a mat and get it on something. But like I didn't notice. The worst I've noticed it is on Forza when it was trying to treat my wheel like a controller, and I was like, this feels like garbage. And then I figured out all the settings. I was like, this is great.
Yeah. So this has been about 2 weeks. You pretty much used it every day. You've played stuff like Wreckfest, Assetto Corsa Competizione. You've played some Automobilista 2, obviously some Forza.
Yeah.
When you're in a game like Assetto Corsa Competizione, which in my opinion has the absolute best force feedback of any game I've ever played, and it works extremely well with a Camus setup, how would you say the stability with a direct drive is on that? Do you feel yourself getting better than when you were playing on the desk?
Yeah.
Like you feel like you have more control, because Assetto Corsa is also a very punishing game if you do not, if you don't pay attention and you don't get on it right. Having the right equipment, the proper equipment to be able to sim race is pretty important, at least for me. Now, I've spent the last 5 years since I started sim racing. I've been through multiple different wheel sets now, in different setups and configurations. So it's one of those things that just having a proper good cockpit can go a long way in helping you actually gain and retain skills in sim racing, which is pretty cool. So I'm glad that you're enjoying the Next Level Racing's GTR Racer. I kind of figured, right when I sat in that thing, I was like, yeah, this is going to be perfect for him. Right when I sat in there, I could just feel my back, like pushed up against that, and I was like, gosh, I like the flat seat. So here's the thing, my friends. Ben is a small guy, definitely good for that body, setup. It's an incredible thing. If you're a bigger guy like myself, I'm going to tell you right now to get the FGT Cockpit. It has a flat seat that's easy to get in and out of. It's got a really long base that you can, like the seat base is pretty long, so you've got more than enough room, and it has a seat slider, and it's very, very, very stable for that bigger silhouette type of person like myself. When I first got on the FGT Cockpit, I was 335 pounds. I held my weight, and it felt comfortable. I absolutely love that. Since I've switched over to the ERS3 seat, I'm even more happy. I love it. So
I think this one's more comfortable than the initial seat that came on here.
Oh yeah, definitely. The ERS3 is definitely a step up, like in quality.
Crazy difference. I was like, wow.
Yeah, dude, this is such an amazing thing. So, all right, my friends, there will be a link in the description for the GTR Racer over on Amazon. Obviously, there's a link in the description for the GTR, for the FGT in the description in these videos too. That is uploaded as something like that's always in every single one of my videos. If these are something you're looking into. Since Next Level Racing sent these out to me, I've been much happier, and I actually reached out to them and asked them to provide these, so it wasn't like they were just shipping them out to me and being like, hey, will you cover these on your channel? I actually reached out to them. I actually reached out to multiple different sim racing cockpit companies, and Next Level Racing was the only one. The only one that was like, yeah, dude, we'll definitely do that for you. Their customer service is incredible. When I did the ERS3, I was having some issues with the overall thing with that. They were more than willing to send me out anything before they even knew who I was. So I was like, cool. I really and you talk to somebody, they call you on the phone, you talk to them, really, really cool. So I definitely stand behind Next Level Racing because they stand behind their products and they stand behind their customers. So if you have any problems with any of the Next Level Racing stuff, just understand that this is sim racing. There are going to be things that you might have to problem solve with any manufacturer. I mean, even with the playseat, with it being like a easy slide together type of thing, I still had to do modifications on that just to make it so it would actually work for me, and add, like, I had to use sheet metal screws to screw through it just to make sure it was stable so that the freaking wheel wouldn't pull off and the pedals wouldn't slide across the room when I was using them. So just know that, like, sim racing, there are things that you're going to have to problem solve. Not everything is going to be perfect every time, so, you know, take that into consideration. But if you watch the full video, the assembly video on the channel for the GTR Racer, you know that that thing went together absolutely perfectly and didn't have any issues with it. Is there anything else you wanted to say?
And the hardware they send you. All the hardware they send you that you could mount, I could mount 40 sets of pedals and wheels on this thing.
Yep. So yeah, that's another thing with Next Level Racing. They do send you plenty of M6, M8 bolts for mounting your pedals, mounting your wheel setup, everything. Like, they send you the full thing. You get extra parts, so in case you want to put something else on there. Very, very, very thoughtful company. They really do go out of their way to try to make sure you get everything necessary to get you up and racing, because most of these wheel manufacturers and stuff will not send you that hardware, and it's a good thing that Next Level Racing is on it to make sure that you get that. So there will be, if I can get, like, the footage from his iPhone, we'll have that in the video. If not, then it'll probably just be us talking about it. But I feel really good recommending the GTR Racer for entry-level racing. Absolutely incredible. What would you say, like, space-wise in the house? Does it feel too big? Is it, you know, does it fit pretty decently?
Yeah, it fits pretty decently. Like, once I get the stand set up and everything, and I'll get that to you on showing the setup on it.
I'm going to send him the TV mount that they send me too. He'll get that up, and then we'll get some pictures for you, and we'll get those up on the channel as well. So yeah, guys, I think this is an awesome build. I put it together. I had zero freaking issues with it. It went together nice and good. I didn't have any issues. I thought it was, you know, very well. And that was the same with the FGT cockpit. Both of them went together with ease. Very, very nice, fun setup, and pretty decent, you know, overall instructions to get that done. And like I said, if you pick one up, just go ahead and watch that video. I'll show you step by step how to put it together. So, all right, my friends, welcome, or thank you for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one, and have a good day. Thanks for watching.